What's up, guys? Welcome to Analog, where we're Zane and you, our listeners, are SFAT.
We just grab you and you never get away after that.
That's right. You just keep coming in for the embrace.
Keep meeting up with us in winner's quarters usually. Sometimes loser's quarters, actually.
Sometimes.
Yeah, he's missed out on a lot of top 8s by losing to Zane.
But the result is always the same. Everyone has a good time. Except
SFAT.
But
they're SFAT.
I think the analogy broke down.
We do make fun of SFAT a lot on this podcast, so we could just leave it as SFAT doesn't have a good time.
Sorry, SFAT.
It's okay.
It was good seeing you this weekend.
All in love.
SFAT.
Yeah, all right. So this weekend was full bloom. And guys, this is, if you haven't noticed by the full screen video, crispy, 1080p, 24 frames per second, that this is a full episode. So we're going to be talking about full bloom. We're going to be talking about ultimate, melee, puff ledge stalling, wishes,
whatever comes our way.
Whatever comes our way. Yeah, no structure.
No structure. No 30-minute time limit that we always exceed anyways.
Back to the, hey, we only exceeded it by like 4 minutes last time.
No,
on the last C-stick.
I think I looked today, they were like 37 and 38 minutes each.
What?
Something like that.
No way. I don't know, whatever. We'll check during the break. Yeah. All right, full bloom. So you went out to full bloom.
I did.
You competed in melee and ultimate, and you had a lot of tweets beforehand about like, oh, I don't know how I'm going to be able to do.
Yeah.
Blah, 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 blah. I'm Rishi. I tweet about my mentality. And then you lost super fucking early in melee.
Yep.
To Rishi.
Yeah. My lifelong arch nemesis, the wrong pronunciation of my name.
Whoa, I didn't even think of that.
There's no way I was going to win that. It was destined to happen.
It was just giving you Starbucks flashbacks.
Yeah. I think at Starbucks this weekend I got a Rishi.
Rishi? Yeah. That's interesting.
And you know what's even worse? I spelled my name out for them.
What? So was it written that way on the cup?
Nope, they just put an A instead of an I. And that's not the only way it happens. And I don't think I pronounced the letter I that weirdly. It's
Rishi.
R-I-S-H-I. Like.
Yeah, it's hard. R-I. That would be what.
R-A-I. I don't know.
I don't know. Anyway.
I don't have any explanation for it.
So you lost to Rishi.
Yeah.
And then you made. How early was that, by the way?
That was winners finals of round 1 pools.
Dang.
Yeah.
Dang. And then you made a ridiculous losers run.
Yeah. Yeah, it was an interesting tournament. You guys know that pretty much all my time since Ultimate came out has gone into Ultimate and not so much Melee. But I've entered 3 Melee tournaments since. So I realized that a crazy statistic. Since September, I've entered 6 Melee tournaments total, which is nothing.
September?
Since September.
That's 1 a month.
Yeah. So I entered Big House, House of Pain, Summit,
Genesis,
Don't Park, Genesis, and now Full Bloom.
So what month did it? February you didn't enter anything?
No Melee tournaments.
Oh wait, Genesis was in February.
Well, technically, yeah.
Yeah, it was at the very start of February.
Yeah.
Huh.
Everything else has been Ultimate tournaments. But the week leading up to Genesis, I played like some Melee net play and some solo practice. And same thing last week. The week leading up to Full Bloom, I did some Melee net play and some solo practice, just to kind of brush up.
So let's take a look at your losers bracket run.
Yeah.
Because it was a long one. Because does this even?
That's where it starts.
That's where it starts. All right. So you beat Gemini.
By losing, I qualified for top 48.
Yeah, you beat Gemini, and then you have 2 consecutive Game 5 sets with NMW and Boyd.
Yep.
Boyd had made a upset, I want to put in quotes.
Yeah, he beat Kalindi the last 2 times they played.
Yeah, and Kalindi notably has struggled in that matchup in the past. But yeah, so you beat Boyd as he falls into losers. So tell me about those Game 5s.
So for me, the story actually starts with me versus Falcon.
Right, because Rishi is a Falcon player.
Yeah. So I did not feel like my movement or tech skill or ability to transition between melee or ult in terms of like the mechanics was rusty in any way. I felt very confident switching from one to the other. I remember like sitting down.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I remember sitting down to play Zach in friendlies after my ultimate pool, and it was the first time I touched Melee in like 2 or 3 days in just a friendly against Zach. And I was just like moving just fine, and I either won that game or it was last stock, and then we were going back and forth. And I'm like, I haven't touched Melee in 2 or 3 days. I've just been playing Ultimate.
That's really interesting. So did you feel what was rusty was like knowledge of what to do in situations?
It was just like I hadn't studied or thought about my breadth of matchups in a while. So it's like the matchups that I was really, really grinding in like September, October, November, those still stuck with me, and the ones that I've been good at lifelong stuck with me. But a lot of the ones that I worked on like throughout 2018, where it was like somewhere in the middle of the year or something, that's where I would start missing out. And Falcon is one of those.
So when we talk about matchup that you've been playing lifelong, obviously that's your win over Bladewise right there.
Yeah.
And then when we talk about matchups you've been grinding, that's Fox
Stacy's,
over Kells, right?
Yeah.
Interesting. So it was Ices and Falcon, the ones that are in sort of that mid-range.
Icy's not as much.
Okay.
But a little bit. So for Falcon, I dropped a game to Captain G in pools. Before I lost to Rishi.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I've beat him before. I think we've played maybe 2 or 3 times now. And I've never dropped a game.
Okay.
Dropped a game against him in pools. Then I lost to Rishi. I tried finding the VOD to watch it. You can see game 1. You see game 2 ending, and I think there's game 3. Okay. But I almost got 2-0'd. I think the stream went down, but I got around a Marth killer, and then I like 0-deathed him on the last stock. And then I just lost game 3. But yeah, that was kind of the story. It's like that night I kind of realized like, wow, I just haven't, it's like the things that I haven't been reviewing are the things that I'm not as good at right now. Like, who knew, you know? So that night / the next morning, I tried to like review some of the VODs that I had in the past year, just kind of seeing what my projected bracket would be like. So I watched like a little bit of my set with Smuckers from Flatiron, because I'm like, I need to remember some of the stuff I do versus Falcon.
See, this is so interesting to me because you tweeted earlier today about how you feel really good going into playing both Melee and Ultimate tournaments as long as people, as long as the TOs like are willing to accommodate you. And I was like, that's weird considering he lost in round 1 pools, which has been happening like more frequently than usual to you recently.
Of my 6 Melee tournaments, 3 of them I got upset.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
Which never happened before this 6-month period.
Right.
Ever. Like, seriously.
Like actual upsets too. So I was like, that's weird that he would say that. But the fact that your mechanics and stuff feel fine, and perfectly it's the knowledge that now I understand why you feel the way that you do.
Yeah, like all weekend I think I was playing and moving just fine. The only times that I felt like it was hurting me was a bit against my set against Rishi and against Duck.
Yeah, so I was going to say, because I started watching in top 8 mostly, and you didn't look super on point against Duck.
No, like tons of unforced errors.
And that's a matchup where I feel like, so there was a period last year where you were studying the Samus matchup a lot.
Yeah,
more so. Like Gommel is what I'm thinking about.
Gommel I lost to Duck.
Yeah, and then you talked to me a bunch about how you had been thinking about Samus a lot and talking about Samus. But what I wanted to say was that it's not one of the matchups you had put a lot of time and effort into improving in recently,
correct,
aka the Spacey matchups. It was something that you like had sort of thought about and put some time into, like the Falcon matchup. So it makes sense to me that would be somewhere where you would struggle.
That being said, I think my game plan against Duck was actually really strong, and I think most of the ideas I had were going in the right direction, and it would have been like, I obviously would have taken games if I didn't make unforced errors, because I had like, SDs.
3 SDs in the last 2 games. That was really unfortunate.
But like, the actual changes I was making, I felt really good about. And I got some good advice from Zane before that set too, to help me like direct what my game plan was.
Yeah, it was very clear to me that you knew your movement wasn't as smooth as you would like it to be, and you were trying to sort of force it into working, and that unfortunately led to SDs. But it looked like the right choice to me too, because you were definitely outplaying Duck. Well, not you were bullying Samus, and I can never say outplaying Duck. Sorry, I want to strike that from the record.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
But you were definitely bullying.
Duck's ears perk up somewhere in the distance.
Somewhere he just felt
shakes
a hot
his head.
flush. You were doing things to Samus that were good at the end, and it was studied and practiced, and
I don't feel too bad about how I ended up losing, because it was like the things that went right were clear and the things that went wrong were clear. There were some extenuating circumstances that just that happen when you're competing sometimes. Like I tweeted about this too. I pushed myself like really hard, and not just in terms of gameplay, but just like physically as well. Like both my arms were in a crazy amount of pain by the end of Saturday night. And I think it's because I went for like a 2 to 3 hour period straight of playing 30 minutes in Melee and 30 minutes of ult, and I switched back and forth.
Interesting.
To practice for top 48 the next day, because they were at the same time.
Right.
And playing Ultimate, I was actually hitting a ton of buttons because of the way I play. So that was almost as taxing, or maybe more taxing than Melee. Because Melee, it's like I kind of distribute, like most of it is movement.
I know what you mean.
But in Ultimate, it's like I'm hitting a lot more actual buttons.
Yeah, I know what you mean for sure. Especially once you start using trigger jump in Ultimate, so that you can do attack cancels and stuff.
Yeah, so I don't use trigger jump, but I switch to claw every time I attack cancel.
Right. Okay.
Which is its own taxing form of mechanics.
And then using I can imagine how that would be, because I use trigger jump and it can be very painful. And there's also certain combos in Ultimate almost require you to do the instant short hop aerial thing. Yeah. For the timing to be an actual true combo. And being able to get dash, instant short hop aerial, and drift can be really, really frustrating to do, actually.
There's its own set of like technical barriers. Yeah. And then the last set I played on Saturday, I was sitting next to a couple people, and they looked at me and they were like, "Your eyes are bloodshot." And I'm like, "I can tell because my eyes are in pain." And they've been in pain since then. I should probably get that checked out.
Okay, so
and then I had a fever the next day. So really I was like falling apart. But I think given all the circumstances, like I'm pretty proud of how I did.
Yeah, I think top 8. And then like I will say, you on your run through losers, you beat players you were expected to beat to make it to top 8. Seeing your bracket, I would have been like, yes, Rishi is absolutely going to make it to top 8. The only 2 people I would have pegged as a threat to you were Boyd and Bladewise, pretty much. And Bladewise not to you, but I mean in terms of, I don't know. Yeah. Like Kells is really, really good, but I don't see him making these sort of top 8s anymore. Right. Boyd would make a run. Bladewise absolutely can make a top 8, but I would always pick you against him because of your knowledge in the matchup.
Well, my set against NMW was really close. Right, yeah. I'm pretty sure I made a 2-stock comeback on game 5.
Wow.
And then against Boyd, he almost made a reverse 4-stock on me on the last game, because I was up 4 stocks to 1. And then I just like turned my brain off and I fared his shield like twice and got wobbled. I tweeted that wobbling is dumb afterwards, and people were like,
"I thought you did it during the set."
Well, people in the venue were like, "Oh, so you lost, right?" I was like, I can beat Ices and still think wobbling is dumb.
All right, so we like good job, top 8, yay Rishi, but not really that much to talk about other than your mentality with this run.
Well, I do want to say it was a personal victory beating Kells, because he beat me pretty solidly at Smash and Splash 2 years ago.
Oh, interesting.
And I haven't gotten to play him since then. So this was my first time beating Kells.
Yeah, Kells did really well, actually. I'm like sort of saying like I don't expect Kells to make top 8, but who did he?
He beat Hugo.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Anyways, okay, let's talk about. We'll get into bracket stuff like Kells beating Hugo and stuff in a sec. Let's talk about your ultimate run. First.
I was seated really low again. Two weekends in a row, I went to Ultimate tournaments and got seeded really low, which I'm not complaining about. I know I have to earn my seeds. But at Collision, I wasn't seeded to make it out of my pool, and I got top 64 or 48 or whatever. Yeah. And then here, I wasn't seeded to make it to winners finals of my pool, and I beat everybody and then lost to MVD. So, I mean, having to play MVD in my round 1 pool is already an indication that I was seeded low. Yeah. But that brought me into losing to him and got me into top 48. And then Shoutouts to Louis, the head TO for Full Bloom. This is the last time running Full Bloom.
I do want to correct you, actually. Having to play MVD in your pool is not an indication that you were seeded low. Not being seeded to make it to winners finals is an indication that you were seeded low. True. The fact that you had to play MVD actually means you were probably a high 3rd seed, because you would be seeded to play one of the lower. You would be seeded with one of the lower 2nd seeds, because they had to play MVD to make it out of their pool.
So I was a 3 seed in round 1 pools.
Yes.
That's moral of the story.
That part is relevant, but you having to play MVD.
Okay, all right. Yeah, fair.
Yeah. Like it is, but yeah, that's the more telling thing.
Yeah, because he was a low T. Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, shout outs to Louis for accommodating me, basically. Like, the first thing I asked them to do was give me at least a wave between my Melee and Ultimate pools. And I was only entering Melee and Ultimate singles, so no teams to worry about. So they let me do my Ultimate pools first, and then I had a 2-hour break, and then my Melee pools. And that's fine. Top 48 for both games were at the same time, which I knew there was not much I could do about, which is why I practiced switching between the 2 games. Now knowing that mechanically it's very possible for me to do it, just means ahead of time I need to have my game plans brushed up, and I can definitely switch between games.
So you've gone back to using a GameCube controller for Ultimate, right?
I never didn't use it.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
Yeah. We talked about it, but you never did.
Yeah.
Do you use 2 separate controllers?
Yes, I do. And that definitely helps, because my controllers have very distinct feels.
Yeah. I can imagine.
But basically for top 48, I asked them to let me play Ultimate first, and then either play 2 or 3 sets and then switch, or play until I lose.
Yeah.
And then go to Melee. And what happened is I won my first top 48 loser set, and then I played Raven King, who was the 8th seed of the tournament. And I guess he got upset by someone, and he's an Ike player. And
you went to game 3 with him, right?
I went to game 5.
Sorry, game 5. Sorry, yeah. I forgot. But yeah, you went game 5 with him.
Yeah, he was up 2-0, and then I made a almost reverse 3-0.
Right.
And it was last hit, and that's how I learned Ike's dash attack kills.
Oh, boy.
So I got dash attacked, and I lost.
Yeah, but that's pretty good. So you got 25th?
Yes, 25th. Losing to 2 top 8 seeds.
Yeah.
I can't be that broken up about that. And I played really well.
Are they both top 8 seeds?
MVD and...
I didn't watch all of... Did MVD make top 8?
Yeah,
okay.
Of course.
I didn't know.
He got 5th or 4th.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it was I wasn't
Mars entirely
Cosmos,
aware of
ESAM,
how much of
MVD, and then...
Okay. I started watching right after.
Gotcha.
Yeah. MVD got eliminated, I think.
They were both top 8 seeds. Raven King didn't make top 8.
Gotcha.
He got upset and then lost to someone else who I think might also have been on top 8 seed.
The other, did he lose to Yeti?
He lost to Ned.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who did get top 8.
Gotcha.
And he got 7th, I'm pretty sure.
Gotcha. Cool. So let's talk about the character you played.
Yeah.
We'll finish up with Rishi's personal experience.
Sure,
soon,
yeah.
But there's just a lot to talk about. So.
All Link.
Yep.
100% Link.
And you got a lot of right here. You got this fucking thing right here. You got the Sheikah Slate switch thing there. Yeah. And then you got... Is that...
I'm linked out of my
Is that
mind.
Legend of Zelda?
That's Game of Thrones.
Oh. I don't know. I didn't see it properly.
I do have Link stuff lying around somewhere.
Yeah.
But yeah, all Link. I don't know. At some point, he just started to click more and more. I've been playing him on and off since January or so.
Mm-hmm.
He just fits my style, man. I can be creative with him.
Mm-hmm.
Lets me be.
He's really fun to play.
Yeah.
When I dick around with Link, it's so fucking fun.
Yeah, I felt like in some ways he brings together a lot of things that I've liked from characters in other Smash games and just my experiences in other Smash games. So in Melee and PM, a lot of people knew me for my item play because I practiced with June and Laud. So turnips and bananas, didn't matter what character I was playing, I always had good item play.
Right.
So to have Link's bomb, that's one aspect. And then he's a sword character. He has I've been saying that he basically has spacey pressure because of his bomb and the mix-ups you can do on bomb, with the bomb. You can press a lot of buttons on shield, a crazy amount of buttons.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like you have a shine that you can explode. You can back off and explode him.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really fun. I mean, I haven't really found any matchups that I feel like he can't play. I money matched a lot of people on Saturday night, including some guy who I didn't know was good, but I found out later he was in top 48 winners. This guy, Blorp.
Cool.
I beat him. And he was like, man, you make me think a lot harder than most of the other people I play, which was a nice compliment. So I don't know. I really like him. He's a fun character. I can like the ceiling with him is like, it feels limitless because of how many different scenarios there are with his bomb. And it's like every week my mastery over the bomb just gets better and better.
Damn, Cobb got 13th.
He did.
Let's go, Cobb.
Yeah, with his Bowser.
Let's fucking go, Cobb.
He made his upset was over Dark Shad.
Yeah, that's sick.
Mm-hmm.
That's really sick.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, so a good tournament for Rishi. He'll be playing Link, Marth. This is actually one thing. Last thing we'll say on this subject, did you get a chance to play any Fox during the weekend? Did you even try playing any Fox?
Oh, in Melee?
Mm-hmm.
I played Fendi with my Fox in friendlies. That was it.
Because you just didn't want to battle over Green Marth.
That's how I warm up for fighting Ices, is I play Fox against Marth.
Play Fox against Fendi.
Yeah. Didn't I tell you that's how I warmed up for Bananas at Summit?
No.
I played Zane with my Fox.
Oh, you did tell me. Yeah.
That's my new way to warm up for Ices. I play Fox against Marth.
Do you see your Fox still being tournament ready? In the future, if you're splitting time? I know you said it feels like your mechanics are the same, but does that apply to Fox too?
My Fox mechanics also feel fine. They're a little less tuned than Marth, which makes sense. But I don't see it being worth having to warm up Fox, and I don't really see any matchups that I want to play Fox in anymore.
Yeah,
including Yoshi. I don't remember if I talked about this, but I played Amsa for a while at Genesis with just Marth, and I was like, I could just do this matchup.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how I'm feeling right now.
Cool.
If I play teams at a tournament, I might still warm up Fox.
Sure. Yeah, that makes sense.
And that's something I'm trying to decide what I'm going to do for Smash and Splash, because Lod, I think, is going to Smash and Splash. So I'm debating doing...
Resurgence.
Yeah, I'm debating doing Melee teams and Ultimate singles, and not Melee singles.
I would be pretty down to see you guys do that.
But that's a decision that I don't have to make yet.
True. All right. Let's talk other full bloom brackets. We'll just go quickly through the Melee and Ultimate brackets.
Yeah.
And then we'll move on to other things after the break. So, on the Melee side, Ginger loses to Swedish again. Oh my god.
Did that happen before?
I feel like he's played Swedish so many times. I didn't realize they played.
Game 5 too, dang.
Yeah, I feel like that's happened a bunch of times, actually. I wonder if whatever.
IBDW over Lucky.
Yeah, so that was the big one, right?
Well, I think he's beaten Lucky before, hasn't he?
He has, yes, he definitely has, but it was still like a big thing.
The bigger one would have been him over S2J.
Yes.
I didn't see this, but I heard about it. Did you watch it?
I did watch it.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
I tuned in right as it happened.
Oh, no.
Literally like 10 seconds before it happened.
That's tragic.
Actually, a little bit more. So Cody was sort of getting fucked up game 5, and then he was making a super sick comeback, and then he just side beat off the top of Pokemon Stadium and killed himself.
Yeah.
Was he getting fucked up? I don't know. Either way, he side beat... Sorry, I'm blocking my mic too. He just side beat off the top of Pokemon Stadium and killed himself, and it was really, 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 really sad.
He was pretty broken up about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not just that, but his losers play as well. He was not very happy.
Yeah. Other than that, Duck almost beat Swedish, which is cool, and Kells beat Hugo, which...
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. It's whatever.
I read Edwin Budding's Monday Morning Marth this week.
I didn't read that, actually.
And he said, he referred to Rishi and Huggs's, and in quotes, he put underperformances show that, like, balancing two games is blah, blah, blah.
Is possible.
Is difficult, was the implication, because he was saying that me and Hugo underperformed. I don't know. He put it in, like, I don't know if it was supposed to be sarcastic or, like...
I guess he just meant losing in round 1.
We both did get upset.
Yeah.
Like, both me and Hugo got upset.
Who did Hugo lose to in losers?
Who did he lose to in losers? Good question. Oh, it was Michael, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Michael.
Oh, well. Like, whatever.
Yeah.
I would take Michael. I would take Michael over Hugo in peak form.
Let's talk about Michael for a second.
Let's talk about
While
Michael
we're
for a second.
on the topic. He gets 3-0'd by Zane.
Uh-huh.
I didn't watch that, but
Yep.
he's lost to Zane before.
Yep, and then he beats Bobby Big Ball.
Well,
no, that's Kalamazoo.
First, he has a close set with Keizu.
Game 5, yeah.
Ah, so tragic, man, because, well, a lot of reasons.
Yeah.
The most obvious of which is the ending of the set.
Yeah.
I didn't see it till later because I was actually on the other side of the stage.
I didn't see it till later either. Yeah. But the way it ends is that Michael is 8% ahead of Keizu.
Tops.
Something like
8%
that.
tops.
It's on Dreamland. And
2 stocks apiece.
Mm-hmm.
Not even last stock.
And Michael goes under Dreamland, and he rising pound stalls under Dreamland for like 8 seconds.
Yeah, 7-8 seconds.
And there's nothing Keizu can do about it.
Yep.
Really. And Michael wins via timeout by that. So super, super close set, and one that has obviously sparked a lot of debate because Salami posted that clip and was like, this is not
okay.
fucking okay. Why are we letting him get away with this?
Okay, so
he can't keep getting away with it.
Let me pose a question to you.
Mm-hmm.
If he had stalled for 15 seconds, would it be ban worthy, like DQ worthy?
I don't know.
Okay,
I've been thinking about
what
this.
if he stalled for 20 seconds?
Yes.
Okay, what about 19 seconds?
I think so.
What about 18 seconds?
I think 15's maybe my just instinct. I haven't thought about it at all.
You see what I'm getting at, though,
No,
right?
obviously. Yeah.
How do you answer that question? And this is something that other TOs have mentioned it to me, like, in the past year, saying, like, we don't actually have a rule for this. Like, Aaron has mentioned this to me, one of the head TOs for Smash and Splash. He's like, there's not actually a rule that we can look at and determine whether or not we're gonna DQ a Puff for stalling. Because what does it look like?
So
if it doesn't look like Puff rising pounding under Dreamland, what does it look like?
Yeah. So I also it's the fact that it was such little time that made people feel like in that discrete moment at the end that made people feel like it wasn't stalling.
So tell us in the comments, how much time would he have needed to do it for him to be DQ'd?
For those of you who don't know, Hacks actually, as always, Hacks very opinionated, but very informed on Melee's mechanics, and he posted a thing of how long Puff can rising pound stall. So he actually was wrong originally because he didn't take into account that jump plus rising pound gives you more height. And he put it was like 2 minutes. It's actually like 3-ish minutes, a little bit more, that Puff can, when you jump from battlefield top platform and start rising pounding until you reach the battlefield floor level.
Yeah.
So that's pretty absurd.
Not even the blast zone.
That's TAS, obviously, but like...
Yeah. Yeah, if it's a human, you're probably only going to get like 2.5 minutes.
Yeah, so not that much. Yeah, so I don't know. I really don't know how I feel about it because my initial watch of it, I watched it and I went, that sucks for Keizu, but like there were only 7 seconds left. And then I thought about it and I thought, like, how do you differentiate it, really?
Yeah, because like it's not the first time a character has run off the stage and tried to go under just for the last few seconds.
Yeah.
Like, that's definitely happened before for not Peach and not Puff.
Yeah.
Like, I'm pretty sure, like, Zane did it to Lod when he timed him out at SmashCon.
So my opinion might be shifting that you sort of just have to, like, rising pounding like that is stalling and you just get DQ'd for it.
Yeah, because...
there's no other reasonable way to draw a limit.
The thing is, Puff doesn't need those pounds to win that game.
Not at all. He could have just jumped over to the side, right?
Yeah, and if he jumped, would anyone have said anything? Would that, like, does that constitute stalling? That's probably not. We'd probably have a different conversation, even though it's the same result, right?
No, we would be talking about how Puff is broken and
too,
impossible to interact with because no one interacts in Melee, blah, 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 blah. But we wouldn't be saying that he was rising pound, that he was doing... The issue here is that we've nominally banned rising pound stalling, and yet people were like, this is fine. So that's why people are very up in arms about it.
Yeah. Because we've never had to come to the... Like, unless the intention is so clear to run out the clock for an extended period of time, but there's never been a case where we have to look at the gray area. And again, TOs know that this is an issue. It's just that no one has done anything about it yet because it's kind of an impossible question to answer.
See, it's really interesting because so here's the thing is the reason why people feel like it's a gray area is actually, this is very counterintuitive, but to me, it's because it was as the clock ran out.
Mm-hmm.
So when the clock ends, the picture you get is of Michael under the stage and of Kalamazoo on it.
Yeah.
And so you think, oh, well, he couldn't get back. This is only possible at the end of the game, which isn't true. But where there would be no argument about it is if 4 minutes into the game, Michael got a lead and he went and did that for 10 seconds even. I think then people would...
Even 10 seconds?
I think then people would be more unequivocally about saying this is fucking stalling. Like he made himself impossible to interact with for maybe not 10. But I'm just saying if he had done it in the middle and then come back to stage, people would have been more upset about it.
So I think there's no way that the rule can stay anywhere close to what it is right now. Like I think it's...
What is the rule right now?
The rule is no pound stalling. Like it clearly doesn't cover enough cases in enough specific detail for us to say what is and isn't stalling. Because like, what if he uses the pound for like to run out Keiju's invincibility and then does it for a couple extra seconds every time?
Yeah, which is totally fine, I feel like, right?
See, it's just a feeling, right? Like,
right, exactly.
So there have been some people debating like, should we do ledge grabs? I like total ledge grabs, total airtime.
But we both know what the real solution is.
I saw, and you know where I'm going with this. I saw two say like consecutive ledge grabs, which I thought was interesting.
But that's not it.
There's one solution that I saw on Twitter, and it seems like you've seen it too. It's just the best solution. I think it could actually work.
Just say it, and then I'll put my one.
The solution is that, and I want to add a caveat that it should be same stocks, I think. Well, yeah, I think it should be same stocks.
Yes.
Same stocks. Then the person who has taunted more by the time the clock runs out should win the game.
Mm-hmm.
So you're counting the number of taunts.
Mm-hmm.
You're not looking at percent or anything else. It's just taunts.
Mm-hmm.
And that should be how you determine timeouts.
So I think that's an ingenious idea.
Yeah.
But I have a few problems with it. First is, does the game count taunts?
Yeah.
It does?
I think so. In the post...
Does it?
Yeah.
Okay, if it does, that's fine. The thing that I don't like about it is so that is nominally percent agnostic when you're on the same stock. And I actually really like that currently when we go to a timeout where stalling might not be involved, which does happen very rarely, but it does happen.
Yeah.
Where you can go to a timeout where percent isn't involved, or if we were to lower the clock and have it. Regardless, I'm just saying that I think timeouts being decided by percent is cool. I understand that it's not balanced.
Yeah.
But I like it.
The other issue is like if Puff does get a lead, then does that mean she can just stall?
Right, exactly.
So maybe it should be stock agnostic also, maybe.
Right. Well, right now Puff could still get a lead and just stall, right? It's not like that's a problem that it's introducing.
Yes, I'm saying it wouldn't solve that problem, which is part of what we're trying to do.
Yeah, stock lead. I don't know. Yeah, so that's the one thing I think about is, but I think that's probably me just liking close percent, like trying to get the last minute percent on people.
It's cool.
And it's not actually worth.
But you know what? It's time for a shift in the meta. It's time to see who gets that last frame taunt.
Oh, God. Yeah, see, that is cool.
Right?
And then you put yourself vulnerable. So
exactly.
It's actually a sick fucking way.
And you can't be in the air. You have to land to do it. And you might get things where people are sacrificing, like taking up a better position after landing a hit in order to use the time to taunt, right?
Which is really interesting.
Yeah, no, it adds an interesting layer to like the timeout
People
game
would
plan.
taunt on invincibility platforms sometimes.
Yeah, for sure.
Depending on the matchup.
Yeah. You go for a star KO, you taunt 3 times.
Uh-huh.
I don't know, it is better than what we have now, you know? And it means you're not going to be air camping, doesn't matter what character you are. Like, you can't air camp.
Yeah. Total airtime is fucking stupid.
I agree, it's stupid.
It's really dumb. And anything...
That just means that Puff loses.
Anything where we have to do a calculation, I feel like
the game counts that too. Mm-hmm. The game counts total airtime.
Right. So I'm saying total airtime is stupid because Puff loses, and anything like... I saw Nintendo saying, like, well, what if it's a ratio of air to ground time, or it's weighted by, like, the character or something? I feel like anything with that is too much.
Airtime has always been a red flag to me. Like, if we're getting into airtime territory,
it's dumb. We
should just say Puff loses timeouts.
Yeah.
I think the best part about the taunt rule is that the best camper in the game, quote unquote, Young Link, is nerfed the most because his taunt takes the longest amount of time. That's so funny.
Yeah. Pikachu buffed.
Yep, you can cancel the taunt. I think Pikachu definitely needs a buff in timeouts.
So, there you go.
Ooh, Ices would be buffed against Puff too, because you can do desync double taunts.
Holy shit! Holy shit!
Right?
I didn't even. I was thinking we'll get one to taunt, and then the other can do something.
You can do that too.
Right? Yeah, but double taunts. It's knitting for Ices.
Yeah.
Oh
and
my god!
Only go to timeout against Puff.
Yeah.
Like, I've seen Ices go to timeout against Peach, but that's because it was Chew versus my brother.
Yeah.
And it was a very weird.
Yeah, I also wanted to clarify the only other times where I saw the like very rare timeouts that I've seen happen very rarely are Umar versus Samus and Peach.
Against Samus.
Uh-huh.
Huh.
Him and YCZ have gone to time.
Interesting.
Multiple times.
That's really weird.
Yeah, Umar won one where he dolphin slash at the last second.
Besides that, Marth Peach is actually one of the few other matchups that sometimes
on Dreamland.
And really that's just Zane, because Zane insists on tech chasing quite a bit. So his punish game takes a while.
That was something I was noticing also. Oh, we didn't talk about Gang at all.
I didn't even watch Gang, honestly.
I was there, so I commented.
Nice.
It was an interesting tournament. The two things about Gang that I would like to point out are that Zane... So someone did an analysis one time of your throw when you and Zane... it
was against each other.
Yeah, when you played each other. How
They analyzed the Yoshi's game.
Yeah, so up throw versus forward throw percentage. And you went for more forward throws, right? No, it was the opposite.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's actually what my instinct was telling me, which is really interesting.
Yep.
Because, so my instinct was telling me, that you went for more up throws and Zane went for more forward throws. And Zane versus Calvar was the complete opposite.
Zane went for up throws?
Yeah, Zane went for up throws every time, and he got a ton of percent.
He and I have talked about this, and we've agreed that I need to do a little more tech chasing, and he needs to do more up throws.
Right, yeah. And so it's just interesting how he chooses his options and then sort of sticks to it for the game once he chooses it.
Yeah, I wonder if he's just, like, practicing his up throw combos.
Yeah.
Like, that could have been it.
Yeah. And the other thing that I noticed from Gang, and Hacks messaged me about this afterwards and told me that I solved Absent Page. I figured him out. We might have actually talked about Gang a little bit, because I remember talking about Absent Page waiting on platforms. Absent Page every time against Swedish or Bobby Big Balls or someone. Mm-hmm. No, it was when he played against whatever Puff he played against, which was some MDVA Puff? Jerry.
Jerry's a fox now.
Yeah. Absent Page shoots 3 lasers and then goes in.
That's so funny.
Every single time.
That's really funny.
He does, yeah. Because I said at the beginning, I'm expecting Absent Page to shoot a lot of lasers in this matchup, because he's been very very side platform, top platform, very campy, and he wasn't shooting any lasers. I was like, oh, that's weird, interesting. So I started watching for the lasers. I was like, okay, here come the lasers, and he shoots 3 and he goes in. I'm like, okay, and they did it 5 more times in a row.
That's hilarious. I need to. Was it just that set or like in general?
I didn't watch any of the other ones. I don't think, but in that set.
I'm gonna have to go back and watch that now.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Yeah, it was really, really funny. Yeah, and then Aziz watched it and messaged me that I solved Absent Stage.
That's why he didn't show up to Full Bloom.
Yeah.
He saw your commentary. He's like, that's my whole gameplay.
Yeah.
I can't show my face now.
It was actually one of the proudest commentary moments I've ever had. There was another one, like the only other time I've felt like that where I've called out something really, really far in advance is Kobol versus some Falco. I think maybe Delvey. No, because he beat Delvey. Versus Zhang. Versus Zanguzen at Super Nebs 3. And Zhang, after getting a stock every single time, would jump into the top left, just like above. He would full hop from top or side platform to the top left, and then he would shine stall to wait out Kobol's invincibility, and then he would double jump. And I went, the next time Zhang does that, Kobol's gonna up air him. And then Zhang took a stock, and then Kobol went and he up aired him, and I was like, I'm a genius.
That's so sick.
Yeah. The up air didn't connect all the way, but I was still like, I'm a genius. I'm so smart.
That would have been sick if it killed.
Yeah. Anyways, we didn't even really get through the bracket that much, but we definitely should take a break right now.
Yeah.
So we'll see you guys after the break, and I guess we'll go through brackets and talk about some other stuff.
Yeah.
Do we have other stuff?
There's always stuff to talk about.
There's always stuff to talk about. That's a good point. All right, we'll see you guys in a sec. What's up, guys? Zane here. Been a while since I've done one of these. I think you guys can hear the tub going in the bathroom, so there's a nice little bit of background white noise for you guys as my girlfriend is starting to take a shower. Thank you guys for listening. Hope you guys are enjoying our long episode, a full analog episode. I guess do we need like a term to distinguish these ones? Biggies. Nope, never mind. Going back on that one immediately. Anyways, hope you guys have been enjoying it. Let us know what you think of this cadence, this rhythm of episodes with C-Sticks and analogs. I've mostly seen positive feedback so far, so that makes me happy. And one thing specifically that I actually wanted to ask about, this is very in the weeds, as we would say, but so usually I start the full-length analog episodes with like a sneak preview of something to come in the episode. As you guys know, it's like a little clip of usually I think the moment that's the funniest and stands alone the most and is under a minute, so you guys aren't waiting too long. And I know people liked that for a bit. I didn't do it this time, mostly just because, I don't know, were Rishi and I funny during this episode? Or were we just doing Rishi anti-humor the entire time? But I just couldn't think of anything when I got back, and I sort of just didn't want to go through and do it either, because it's like an hour and a half worth of material to scrub through. Usually what I do when I can't tell is I just go to the peaks of the audio, because it means we're laughing. But that didn't bear fruit this time, so, you know. But let me know if you guys missed that, because if you do think it adds to it, then I will continue to do it. And if you don't, then I will not. Yeah. But that's about it. As always, we say this in the episode, but in case you can only listen now or something, I don't know, up to this point, give us suggestions on C-Sticks, give us suggestions on episodes, on segments you'd like to see us do, on topics you'd like to see us cover, because we can always add that into a full-length episode, or we can do a C-Stick specifically focused on it. Thank you guys for bearing with us so much. Rishi made a tweet the other day about, like, so thankful for our fans. I can't believe we've produced almost 40 hours of content, and I mean, I retweeted it, so obviously that means I'm giving it my wholehearted endorsement, right? That's all that retweets mean. But really, thank you guys so much. And really thank you for supporting us choosing to do the show in a way that makes sense for us, because
I love doing this show, and the moments when it felt like a task I had to do, like a burden, were not fun. I would rather it be something that I always look forward to and enjoy, and it's really, really felt that way again in the past weeks. So I'm really, really happy for that. Thank you guys, because it's with your guys' patience, that's not a word, patience and willingness to put up with us in any forms that allow us to do that. We have the best fans in the world, and we very much know it. Thank you. That about does it. Really long, sappy message for me to you guys. I think our 1-year anniversary is coming up really, really soon, actually. So stay tuned in case we decide to do something for that. We talked about it a bit, but I don't actually know when it is. I think it's next month, so yeah. All right. I love you guys. As always, you're the best. Actually, one sec. I'm checking right now when our first episode was. Yeah. Oh my God, it's next week. Oh shit. Okay. Well, we'll keep you guys posted on that. Damn, Rishi looks so good now. Guys, let's talk about how good Rishi looked with his beard. And like he's man's looking cut. He's been going to the Fendi school. All right. Love you guys. What a long fucking interstitial break. All right. See you around. Hope you skipped past this if you got bored.
Hey guys, welcome back to Analog Full Bloom focused episode. We thought we were going to talk about other stuff, but it turns out that Full Bloom just has provided us with much bounty. Springtime.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
right in front of our faces in the bracket, we see Jake and Shaken beat Lucky and Mike Hayes.
So yeah, I actually wanted, this was so fucking funny to me because Mike Hayes was on commentary earlier. Also, by the way...
Oh, we should talk about that too, the hot seat.
That was a fucking great idea, and I want to know if Jack was inspired by me to do that. Because him and I talked the other, like a long time ago, about how, I made a tweet about how top players would be better suited for pools commentary than like the low tier commentators. Yeah. And obviously top players are better suited for most commentator than low tier commentary. Yeah, low tier commentators. But I meant in terms of like the overall reward of using a mid tier commentator for like a top 25 match versus using them for a pools match. Yeah. Compared to, I think that there's a bigger differential when you use a top player than when you in the pools matches than in the top 25, top 32 matches sometimes. Because the top players can actually intelligently say things about the game and provide top player anecdotes, which people like hearing anyways. Yeah. So I really loved the hot seat. I thought it was a super, super smart, good idea.
I'm glad it worked. Yeah. I got on there a couple times. I like being an actual commentator more than being someone who drops in. Because I was like, I wasn't sure, like my natural, I don't know what the word is. When I'm on commentary, I naturally want to entertain and educate, but the knowledge comes through the entertainment. Okay. So it kind of felt a little weird. I'm sure I'd get used to it if I got more.
Tricasts are also weird in general. Yeah. Tricasts are hard to get used to.
True. But I think I'm glad to hear it worked overall.
I thought it was really cool. I thought it was really great having different people on. But when Mike Hayes was in the hot seat, a Jake and Shaken match came on, and he went, "Oh, Jake and Shaken," and I forget who it was. Someone who has like MIOM numbers on the lock went, "Yeah, number 88, newly ranked number 88," and Mike Hayes went, "What? Number 88? Who is this guy? I don't even know of him."
Oh my god!
And they went, "No, yeah, he had a really good Super Smash Con.
Yep, that was his last big tournament.
Yeah, he beat Jerry, right?
Reverse 3-0 Jerry.
He beat Jerry. He beat someone else. He beat a bunch of people. But he got 13th or 9th at Super Smash Con.
He got 13th. He lost to me and Zane.
Oh, true. Yeah. And Mike Hayes immediately went, "Oh, what? Super Smash Con? That's where Jerry did really well too. He beat like SFAT and everyone." And so I don't know if Mike was fucking with them.
Yeah, sometimes it's hard to tell with Mike.
He totally could be. But the fact that he said he didn't know who he was and then he lost to Jake and Shaken I love Mike, but that's really great. It's really funny.
Mike he threw away the first game, and then he was actually playing kind of nice for most of the set. Like,
I didn't watch any of it.
it's just that Jake was also playing nice.
Yeah, Jake and Shaken got double eliminated by Samus, and I remember that one of the things, it was Kalindi was on, I think he subbed in for Mike after that, and he said, because it was Jake and Shaken versus Hugo, and he said, so I have the Jake and Shaken versus Hugo matchup info, and Jake and Shaken told me that he knows nothing about Samus. And then he got double eliminated by
Jake
it.
and Shaken's kind of taken the traditional route
Marth
to improving as Marth.
Yeah.
You start making upsets over spaces and then realize you had to work your ass off to win any other matchup.
Yep.
Unless you're me, in which case it's the opposite.
Yeah. But I also hope Mike makes like more of a resurgence.
Gameplay wise, he looked better than he has.
Yeah.
Like in the last few months.
Who did he lose to in winners?
Someone I think he was seeded to lose to, if I remember. Johnny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how it goes sometimes.
Lose to Johnny, and then he took a game off Jake and Shaken on FD, I'm pretty sure.
But hey, he placed higher than Lucky.
Yeah, he did. Who did Lucky lose? He lost to Cody and then Jake and Shaken.
Cody and then Jake and
Right.
Shaken. Yeah. So there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything else in this bracket that we need to talk about? Oh, homemade waffles, dude.
Yeah, he had a tight set with Lucky also.
Yeah, he had a real tight set with Lucky. Right after he made that twit longer about
where he wants to go with Melee.
Yeah, I was really sad after game. I wasn't sure if it was best of 5 yet, and I came in the middle.
It was best of 3,
best
right?
of 3, yeah. And he lost game 3, and I really wanted to see more because he had been playing really well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bladewise made a tweet saying that years of consistency is cool, because that's kind of the talking point anytime Bladewise gets on commentary, is like he's always been top 40.
Right.
And he's always like placing, in top 32, but not quite top 8. And he was saying years of consistency is cool, but he wants to get a breakthrough.
Yeah, well, and he said it, and I miss when I had those breakout performance top 8s.
Right.
Because he used to be that player when he was a young gun,
Yeah.
So.
And I feel that really hard, because I was also on the consistent train for a couple years before making any sort of breakout performances.
But to be fair, it's different with you and Bladewise too, because
he's been doing it longer.
He's been consistent longer. Your rise was a little bit steeper up to where you are now, and so it feels like you did have a long period without any top 8s when you were a player who could nominally make them. But
I was top 50,
but
top 40.
It was only a year-ish, a year and a half.
Yeah.
Bladewise has been doing this for a
3 years,
long time.
Yeah.
More, 4, I think. I don't know the last time Bladewise got a top 8. So, yeah. Yeah.
See if there's
what else?
Anything else?
Ginger, Kalindi. I know Ginger was really sad that he lost to Kalindi.
Kalindi smacked Michael up. He destroyed him.
My God, that was beautiful. And then he tweeted, "Tournament should go faster."
Kalindi and I talked before top 8, and we were just warming up with each other, and he was like, "If somehow loser semis is Duck versus Michael, we both messed up."
Yeah. So Kalindi's top 8 in general were probably some of the best matches of all of top 8. Him versus Michael, because it's just such a clobbering. Him versus Swedish was super close, and him versus Johnny also super close.
Honestly, after my set,
you went home.
I didn't see any top 8 because I was sick and had to sleep. But I saw some of the highlights.
Every set Johnny had was also really good in top 8.
Game 5s, man.
Yep.
3 game 5s in a row.
Yep. Did you see Duck's charge shot?
Yeah, I did.
Into the Shy
and
Guy.
I also saw Duck's freeze frame where he tweeted. He was like, to everyone, to all the clairvoyants who said that I should have seen the Shy Guy, and it's him already firing the charge shot, and there's clearly no Shy Guy on the screen.
Yep.
That sucks.
Yep, it does.
But this is what, now, twice that he's gotten, so close to beating Johnny?
Yeah. It was really interesting. Not to call Vish out, but Vish on commentary kept saying so they were talking about, this is a matchup Duck hates. He talks about how he hates it so much. And Vish on commentary went, Yeah, but for all Vish hates it, he's really good at the matchup. He's the he is that Samus who will do well against these Falcons. And I was like, no, he doesn't. He never beats them. He's literally never beaten them.
Relative to Duck's opinion on that matchup, he does do well.
That's what Vish was, I think, trying to say.
He takes a game here
That's what
and
Vish. That's what That's what you need to hear from what Vish was saying, which was a correct thing to say. He does actually do well for how much he talks about how bad the matchup is.
He's just not winning.
But he doesn't win.
Yeah.
Vish, I'm so sorry. And chat was full of it, so I know you won't care too much about me saying it too, because chat was already telling you were fucking wrong.
I should also say that Duck has said that Hugo is better against Falcon than he is.
Which, if you know anything about Duck, that's a statement for him to make, that Hugo is better at something than him.
Based on how well Duck has been playing it lately, that may or may not still be true. I don't know.
Yeah, I agree.
But who was it? Someone tweeted that if not for Johnny, Duck could have just won this whole tournament, which is pretty true. He definitely could have won this whole tournament.
Yeah, wow. That sucks. Who did he lose to in winners?
Swedish, game 5.
Oh, right. Yeah, I think if he beat Johnny, him versus Kalindi is a toss-up.
Yeah.
And then he plays...
Zane would have been his hardest opponent.
Yeah, then he plays Zach and Zane, right?
Yeah.
Huh. That's interesting.
He did lose to Zach last time, though, for...
Right.
Yeah, in that tragic way.
Yeah. But yeah, Ducks, I mean, it was a good top 8, dude. SFAT, S2J, super, super close. SFAT, S2J in winners, also an interesting match because Johnny sort of fucked Zane up and then got sort of messed up. Zane Zach asserted control.
Good stuff, Zach, though. He took a game off Zane.
Whatever.
1 out of 7, that's not bad.
He's taken games before. He's taken him to game 5 before.
Yeah, but this weekend he took a game. Good stuff, man.
Oh, God. Yeah. I don't know. I did anyone else, this is for the viewers, I think some other people might have felt the twinge when Zach was playing Kevin earlier, and Zach did the fucking Kalindi.
Yeah, he did it on Zane, too.
Yeah, he did it, but it was, for me, it was when I saw him do it to Kevin. And he messed Kevin up also. Kevin almost brought it back a few times, but like Zach really, he 3-0'd him. I saw him do it. I was like, oh.
Can he beat Zane?
Could he do it? Oh my God. And then I watched the first set in winners finals. And I was like, nope.
My first time playing against the Kalindi, I didn't even watch Kalindi's video. I didn't know anything about it. Was playing Zach in friendlies, and I got past it my second time. I was like, I mean, it's good.
It's good. Yeah.
But it's not enough to beat people you're not otherwise beating. I was
maybe.
also getting past it against Kalindi too. Like,
maybe.
I don't know. It's good, but it's just like, it's not a game changer in my view.
I think it is a game changer, but that it needs more practice for it to be a game changer.
That's probably true.
So for those of you who don't know, the fucking Kalindi is when you grab ledge, then you stand up from ledge, and you can either, with Fox, you can either hard shield or light shield. And when Marth's up B hits you, you do 1 shield SDI input towards the ledge, which forces you to grab it.
Yep.
So it's actually, for some people watching it, you're like, why don't you just Marth killer? And the reason why is, this is something actually that I've been working on in my own gameplay, and it's, if you don't know why it's good, this is something that you probably need to incorporate, which is grabbing the ledge when it matters, as opposed to just going to ledge immediately when you're edge guarding, or even going there and refreshing invincibility, which is what I usually do. I go and I try to fire stall, which is stupid because I'm forcing myself to do an input that I have a chance of messing up for no reason over and over again.
And if you mess up, you die.
Yeah, so what this does is you grab the ledge, forcing Marth to not be able to do the mix-up with side B or fair or something, and essentially drop low. And then you stand up and you do the hard shield, and then you basically Marth killer them. So it's a way of forcing them to go low so that you can Marth killer, basically, is what it ends up looking like. Now, the way to get around it is you don't need to put yourself in the position where them grabbing ledge at that time is a good thing to do. So
It's also like a 5-frame window to get the shield SDI.
yeah, that too.
So Zach told me. When I was playing Kalindi, I did I forget exactly what I did to get around it, but I like did an extra side B and went low or something. But there are ways to mix it up so that it's hard to get the 5-frame
to get the 5-frame window. And then the other thing that you can do too is
you can go high.
You can go high, or what you can also do is just you feign when you're going to when they need to grab ledge to prevent you from swatting at them, right?
Yeah.
When you're drifting in, you just like delay one of your side Bs a little bit, and then they might grab ledge a bit too early, and then you can do side B double jump fair or something right then,
dodge.
and actually force them off, and then they they have to get off.
It's just one more mix-up to add in.
It's a timing mix-up that's good for when Martha's in the position where usually you would have to sort of just let him come back to stage.
I mean,
for
more
free.
options is never a bad thing, right?
No. I do.
But I also have tricks that I use to edgeguard Marth as Fox that still no Foxes are doing.
Oh.
You know? It's not even like I've shown people the trick. It's just like the dash out of crouch stuff. Like you cover so much by just doing, and no Fox does it. I don't know.
Yeah, but I do actually think it's a little bit of a game changer.
Okay.
Because Marth drifting in like this to the corner is now no longer safe for Marth, whereas before Marth could sort of do that and have the risk reward usually be in Marth's favor, unless you're doing a stupid side B in. So I do think it's really good.
Well, it'll be interesting to see how it changes the meta.
Yeah.
I'll hit Kalindi up for some net play and we'll see what happens.
Yeah. And
and it's not the first advancement he's made in that little mini game, because he did the ledge get up attack thing.
The ledge get up attack thing,
which is cool.
Although I've been doing that forever.
Oh. But yeah, it's cool. PewPew lost to Michael.
Yeah.
For the first time.
Yeah.
He played pretty bad.
He did play pretty bad.
Michael played pretty well.
Yeah, I don't really know what else there is to say about that. Kevin's not a Marth Jigglypuff specialist.
Yeah.
He's just had a really big victory in it.
Mm-hmm.
But
me and Zane and Coach Bobby were in the crowd just kind of talking about the first game, because after game 1 they wanted me to go up and do the hot seat, so I commentated the rest of the set. But while we were talking, it was just clear that there were like some things that Kevin was not doing, and there are some things that he's good at doing, but it's just like the things he's good at doing, he didn't have it mapped out well enough for it to be advantageous for him.
Yeah, I think if Kevin had a Puff he practiced against,
that's what Zane said,
he would be really good at the matchup.
Other Zane, that's what he said.
Because he knows the mix-ups, but what it sort of looks like, mapped out is a really good way to put it, because what it sort of looks like is when he gets to his decision tree, he goes for the one that is easiest for him, that he's most comfortable in executing a lot of the time. Yeah. Because he's done it a lot, and for him that's dash F. It's forward throw dash F throw tip like pivot a lot of the time. Sorry, forward throw dash pivot F smash, which he revolutionized the matchup by making popular. Yep. But it doesn't work if it's your only option. And Michael knows the DI mix-up. And there's other stuff, too.
Well, he also missed the pivot 3 times.
He also missed it a bunch, which we saw against HBox, too. But against HBox, too, at Genesis, like, he would do it, and HBox just DI'd down and away. Yeah. I was like, okay, well, now can you wave dash forward F smash, Kevin?
I forget if I've talked about this on the podcast, but Zane and I agree the new hotness is wave dash F smash. Yeah. 2019 is the year of wave dash F smash.
Yeah, because you either hit the DI down and away, or you get 14%, and Puff is, like, up in the air after getting hit by an F smash. So it's pretty good. Pivot should be the mix-up, like the I might hit you with this.
The way the common public perceives pivot F smash out of F throw for Marth Puff is like, they're like, this is how Marth kills Puff.
The way that I think about it is, you remember when Sammy used to get kills in the Spacey matchup with back throw up smash?
Oh, yeah.
As Fox?
Yes. I was like, I had to remember, I was like, what character does that work?
But you remember when he used to do that a lot?
Yes.
That's pretty much what Marth pivot F smash should be.
Right? And I mentioned this on commentary too. It's just like a fundamental shift in how you view the matchup. And actually one of the players who helped me realize that was Duck, because Duck is a versus Puff expert.
Yeah, sure.
You have to think about it like your kill condition doesn't need to rely on a mix-up that risks death.
Right, exactly.
You can win neutral every time.
Yeah.
And eventually get the kill.
Yeah.
You don't have to like start spamming F smash or start going for grab once Puff's at kill percent, because that's how you lose.
When you get a grab, you have the choice. So the choice between pivot F smash and wave dash forward F smash.
The first choice is to go for the grab in the first place.
Right, exactly. But I mean, once you get the grab, what you can break it down to is I could hit this 50-50, but like it's weighted both ways a little. It depends on whether you're down throw. It depends on, there are different DIs, you know. It's sort of 50-50, and I could hit it, but I give up neutral, like pretty much entirely. And I'll get 7% if I miss. I think something like that. However much forward throw does.
Yeah.
And the pummel, if you do pummel, or I could get 21%, and Puff is probably off stage still, or near the corner. And Marth's one of the few characters who can use that to rack on percentage on Puff because of disjoints and trying to scout going to ledge.
Yeah.
So, yeah, wave dash forward F smash is the hotness, but it feels so good to pivot F smash. So
yeah,
I get
it does.
And I know Kevin thinks about that a lot. Yeah, Kevin had a weird tournament. I don't think too much of it.
Me neither. 1 full year of first place victories for PewFat.
Yeah, we didn't even. Yeah, that's true.
They haven't lost a tournament since the win streak began with Full Bloom 4.
Yeah, that's amazing.
And from losers as well. I talked to them about this. I was like, I told them I think it's really cool that they finished their full year win streak from losers.
Yeah, Rocky and IBDW did amazing stuff. I'm sad about Rocky getting 65th, and also about his tweet where he was like, I don't really care that I got 65th. I don't have any desire to compete anymore.
Yeah.
I think Rocky is...
I think he'll bounce back.
Fucking amazing.
Everyone feels like that every once in a while.
Yeah.
But
I also like, obviously Rocky IBDW was amazing. But I don't know. I hope they continue to team together. It's just like, Rocky SFAT, dude, would be like the fucking best team
That'd be sick.
in the world, too. Obviously. Like, I think Rocky Lucky would be amazing, too. But also Cody's really good, and they'll probably end up as like a very, very top tier team.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
But yeah. I think that's pretty much all to talk about Melee-wise. Johnny looked like really cool sets. You guys should go watch it. Johnny had a lot of incredible stocks, even in the sets he lost.
Yeah.
Zane on Swedish has probably one of Zane's cooler combos in the past few months.
Yeah, I saw the clip.
Yeah, Zane sort of...
Into the water bottle, like...
Yeah.
Toss and catch it. Like.
Yeah, game 1 was really toss up, but then Zane sort of just fucked him. And yeah, it was a good tournament. Full bloom good tournament for Melee. Do we want to talk about Ultimate a little bit?
Honestly, I was not watching because I was napping with my extra time.
I can do a really quick recap of this. Maester, Game & Watch player,
Yeah.
made his way to winners finals. And then
3-0'd MVD, 3-1 ESAM.
and then he
Game 5 against Mars.
and then he
finals.
SD'd last stock.
Oh, that sucks.
He down aired off stage.
So what was he doing? I mean, how's he winning with Game Watch? What's he doing?
I don't know. My attention was split. I think I watched it while I was cooking.
Okay.
Yeah, I did watch it while I was cooking.
Gotcha.
He had, what I can say is that he made his damage count a lot when he got an opening. He up throw nair, up throw up air looked really, really strong, and then he would force that situation into usually getting, up B up air is what I meant.
Oh, okay.
Up B up air, up B nair.
Gotcha.
Looked really strong, and then he would press that advantage state really, really hard and usually get another up B nair or something.
With like what moves was he using?
To press the advantage state, just more nair, and then like, fair a little bit, not too much, but more nair and back air.
Interesting. Because I haven't really watched any good Game & Watch play, so I don't even have like a visual on what it should look like.
Yeah, I honestly wasn't watching that too much. I just know that in the glimpses I was seeing, I would see Mars go up, or actually ESAM too is what I watch. I would see ESAM go up in the parachute and then get hit, and then he would go down, and then he would go up again and get hit again. I was like, oh wow, okay.
Seems like Game & Watch is one of the characters that has a decent matchup against Pikachu too. You got moves with good priority, and you're low to the ground. You can hit Pikachu with basically all your moves.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You can reflect with your bucket because it reflects now.
Yeah, and then so that was honestly one of the only sets I actually watched. And then I watched Esam versus Yeti, which I don't know why Yeti went Snake.
That's what I was wondering. I saw that was happening, and I was like, I'm pretty sure Yeti plays Mega Man.
And he's playing against probably the best anti-Snake player.
Yeah, I mean, maybe he knows something about Pikachu Mega Man that we don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Very odd.
And then loses to Cosmos. Cosmos beats Maester game 5.
Yeah.
But yeah, Maester played amazing, dude. He popped off so hard after beating Esam. It was super sick. Yeah. Yeah. He looked he looked really happy. It made me happy to see him pop off. And I'm an Esam fan. Like my favorite to win this tournament would have been Esam. And then the one other thing about this is that Mars is obviously still really good.
Yeah, two tournament wins in a row. He wins Collision into winning Full Bloom.
Yeah, and Zero Suit is...
Why did people think that Zero Suit was bad? It never made sense to me. She's fast. She has good combo moves. It's like...
So I think it's because, honestly, this is what I think it is. I think so. Zero Suit never became bad in Smash 4 either. She just became worse because she lost down throw into up air boost kick. Because down throw's knockback got buffed, right?
And the lag is weird.
Yeah, and the lag is weird. And she pretty much still can't really do that in this game.
Yeah.
So I think what it basically is Zero Suit as a character was sort of defined by that combo in Smash 4 early days.
Trying to play that way makes nothing seem like it works.
Yeah, so I think that for a lot of people, they're thinking, oh, she doesn't have that. Well, she's still, like, in Smash 4, i.e. not super worth playing.
Yeah.
And there are other things about her that have been nerfed. And Nairo made a tweet about this. Why don't you play Zero Suit? Well, her down smash is nerfed. And
his reasoning is totally fine. It's he says she's a more defensive character now, which makes sense. It's like she's got good movement. She's got an additional movement option with her down B. All her moves have like decent range. She's got decent pokes.
Yeah, so I think
she's not a rush down character, but she's got good frame data.
So I basically, first of all, I don't really think anyone thought she was bad, but I think that most people, the hype around Zero Suit comes from having generally low kill power combined with very specific combos. And now, so people sort of overlooked the fact that the movement engine for this game is really, really good for her. And
she almost feels like a Marth in a certain way.
I know what you mean.
Where you kind of play neutral. Maybe I should look at it.
When I used to play Zero Suit in Smash 4, I definitely felt like Marth, just in terms of like juggling with her feels sort of similar with up tilt. And up smash.
Yeah,
and up air.
Interesting character. Yeah. She's got some nice tech chase setups.
Yeah. Mars also is stylish as fuck.
The way he on Cosmos, the way he won the tournament.
Yeah, exactly. I was wondering if you saw that.
Yeah.
That was so sick.
Yeah, Cosmos went for the offstage. Cosmos, for one, is very brave and always goes offstage as Inkling, which I like.
Yeah.
He's really aggressive offstage, but he goes for the forward air, and Mars just down airs him at 0.
Yeah.
Like he either dodges or takes the hit, and then he just double jump down. He dodges it and double jump down airs and wins the tournament with a 0%
It was maybe a little. It sort of was a I'm losing this set fair from Cosmos. It sort of feels like,
it was
felt
really
like to me.
it was really
like
low,
really deep.
Yeah,
but okay, so we're pretty long on this episode, but I just want to talk about a personal thing for me, which is that I've enjoyed Ultimate so far, but it's mostly felt like an out of convenience thing. Like it's easier for me to plug in and play Ultimate than it is for me to set up net play, deal with bad connections, and etc. And it's just easy for me to hop onto Ultimate and either play computers or play like really shitty, Wi-Fi battles. But then yesterday, so I switched to a new character. I started playing Greninja. Actually, after seeing Leffen play Greninja.
Really?
Yeah, it was his first stream back after Summit, and he started playing Greninja, and I was just watching. Was like, oh, interesting. And then I went and watched Stroder VODs who beat Leffen, and I watched some other VODs. And I was like,
for the record, I don't keep up with Leffen playing Ultimate anymore because he changes his mind about too much, and it's exhausting for me. So
that makes sense.
I'm gonna wait for him to figure out his whole situation.
And I love Greninja as a Pokemon. When I made like top 100 in Gen 6 singles for competitive Pokemon, it was by abusing how fucking broken Greninja was. Because, oh my god, Greninja was so broken in Gen 6. It was great. And then it got banned. And I got really bad at Pokemon then. But I always loved Greninja. I think its design is so fucking cool. The tongue scarf is actually a thing of genius. I think it's one of the most creative, best Pokemon designs ever. And I just never liked it in Smash 4 because, like Leffen said, it felt like the moves didn't really don't flow together, which feels so opposite to the character. And then you watch these combo videos and you're like, oh, okay, I have to do like footstool combos for it to work. But that feels like not really like the moves
footstool
linking
combos
together.
were really, I didn't like them.
Yeah, so
one player combos.
Yeah, so now when Ultimate with attack canceling and with new movement to take
dash into tilts.
Dash into tilts, Greninja is so cool, so fluid. I spent 3.5 hours just labbing Greninja combos last night, and none of them really work. You know, I was labbing like 80% Greninja combos if Incineroar holds out, which I can now do consistently.
And even still, you're getting a feel for how your character moves, and moves go together.
I cannot remember the last time I spent 3 hours grinding the fundamentals of a game like that.
Yeah.
Like, I do with Melee sometimes, but it's very rarely 3 hours long.
Yeah.
And usually I practice tech skill for a bit and then I hop on net play. I cannot remember the last time that I just was like, I'm actually going to practice this specific combo, which also is easier in Smash 4 because there are more specific combos, even though there's... Yeah. Anyways.
Smash 4 or Ultimate?
Oh, sorry, Ultimate. Smash 4 too.
Because it was true for both, so I was wondering what you meant.
I just still do it. I still call Ultimate Smash 4.
I know, yeah. So you've definitely done it a couple of times this episode.
Yeah. But yeah, so I really, last night, I had always liked Ultimate. I thought it was a really good game, and I enjoyed watching it. And then yesterday I was like, oh, I'm like playing this game sort of seriously. Yeah. Which was cool. I don't remember the last time I've felt that way about a new game. Yeah. So that was really cool. I think what it actually is mostly going to prompt me to do is to stop playing as much Ultimate and invite people over to play more, and then spend that time that I could have been grinding on getting better at Melee, because I still care more about that. But having that realization made me realize like I actually do want to have people come over to play Ultimate because I enjoy playing the game. So
makes sense.
Yeah.
I think Ultimate is aging well right now. Yeah. I think a lot of people were having trouble with like game feel early on just because of how different it feels from most other Smash games, and also just kind of finding characters. But I think one of the reasons for that is that the way every character is designed is actually that like their strengths and weaknesses are well defined and well emphasized. Yeah. Which means that no character really so far felt like it gives you everything, except maybe Wolf. Right. And I think that's a good thing because it makes the decision to choose a character a bit harder. Yeah. But once you put time into your character and you start practicing covering that character's weaknesses,
it's so interesting.
The game feels better.
It's so interesting because the two everyman characters that do pretty much everything well in like the generally agreed upon top 5 are Wolf and Lucina, I would say. The only thing Lucina might be missing is like projectile, in which case I might say Peach instead. But Peach is still even more... Well, I'm just saying, so...
I know what you mean, though.
I think the generally agreed upon top 5 characters are like Pichu, Peach, Wolf, Lucina, and Inkling. Yep. Right? And Wolf and Lucina are the two who like do everything well, mostly. Yeah. And then most people think Inkling's not the best character in the game anymore, because Inkling has such defined strengths and weaknesses. Yeah. And like specific kill percents. Yep. And I think so it's actually, but still more everyman than Peach and Pichu to me. So it's really interesting to me that the two characters
cool.
in the top 5 who are the most drastically different from other characters. Because sure, Peach does everything well, but she's not like other characters.
Yeah, she's not,
she's not a pick up and play character
for sure.
at all.
She's
so
very
the fact
niche,
that it's
niche
two
style
niche characters, you know, like Fox isn't a pick up and play character either, but Fox is like, I have an option for every situation.
Yeah.
That's where Wolf and Lucina feel like that.
Yeah.
And it, like Peach and Pichu do not feel like that. It's pressuring their super good advantages that are better than everyone else.
I really like that aspect about Ultimate.
Yeah, it's super cool.
The last article I wrote for Dignitas was about species and just kind of like basically an overview and my opinions on the 3 species and like which ones you should play. And just like diving into those characters, it's just so cool like how the design philosophies for species have evolved after each game.
Yeah.
And I feel like where they are in Ultimate is like the best place they've been in any game design wise.
Yeah, I agree. I actually like, I love playing Falco. Falco's one of those that I do play.
Species in Melee are the best species, we should say.
Yeah.
Like, they're the most fun to watch, to play, etc. But in terms of like just design philosophy,
they have very, very good identities, and this is the thing, is that Falco plays very differently in Ultimate than in Melee, and I like how he plays in Melee way more, but the way he plays in Ultimate feels more like how he should play as a character. He's about aerial dominance, about juggling you. He doesn't have a lot of hard kill confirms or brutal combos like he does in Melee.
But he can fly off the stage and always get back.
Yeah,
because his jump is huge.
Yeah. And then Fox is all about speed and making super precise moments count.
Exactly. Like the timing of your attacks.
And Wolf is about like being fast but making brutal moments of strength count.
He's
really.
a savage character.
Yeah.
Like you bully your opponent and then your kill setup, like you kill them with side B.
Yeah, it's really cool. If you break all of those 3 characters into like a single concept, Falco's about juggling. Fox is about like tech chasing more than the other 2, I would say.
Yeah.
And then Wolf is about like trapping you.
Yeah.
And that's a
he has the worst speed and aerial mobility of the 3 species.
Yeah.
Falco has the highest jump, huge hitboxes, but like not a lot of great tools in neutral. Like once he gets you in the air, then you're done. You know, because his up air is crazy good. His back air kills, up throw combos and everything. And
Nair covers air dodges. Yeah.
And you know, Fox has Nair
and up smash
and dash deck and up tilt. Like a lot of moves where it's like you have to pick your moment and then you go in.
Yeah.
And otherwise he's just moving, he's just dash dancing and doing like full hop, short hop mix ups.
Yeah.
It's cool. It's really cool to see.
It is really cool. Fox feels very foxy. They all feel like the animal they are, right?
Yeah.
Like for real.
They do.
Yeah. Which is super, super cool.
Main reason I don't play Fox, though, is because of his rapid jab. I think his rapid jab's dumb.
Because it's too good.
It's good, and it's not fun.
Yeah.
Like, most characters with rapid jabs, it's like, all right, the next second and a half.
I know you hate rapid jabs.
We're just going to be watching this happen.
Greninja's rapid jab's amazing, because Greninja's so good at tech chasing.
Yeah.
You can also, a lot of the time, you just want to down tilt or something instead. But
yeah, true.
But his rapid
not
jab
with
is
Inkling.
amazing.
Inkling, you always...
That is actually the most frustrating thing about that character. Yeah. Inkling's rapid jab is...
It's like you always want a rapid jab.
Maybe one of my...
Because it makes your next rapid jab even better.
least favorite things about the game.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah. I don't like how good Inkling's rapid jab is. Mm-hmm. Also, it's like ranged.
I know. I don't want to talk about Inkling rapid jab. There has to be something in the game that's annoying, right?
Yeah. If that's what we're gonna settle for, that's fine.
It could be worse. It could be wobbling.
It's just cool. Like who's the best Pichu after Void?
No one knows.
Which is crazy.
Yeah, there's such a huge
People think that
drop-off.
character's the best in the game.
I know,
and no one else plays it.
That's what I'm like I've been asking people at tournaments. I'm like, so where are all the Pichus? Where are they at?
Right? It's insane.
Yeah,
it's so cool.
Yeah, I mean, it could very well be that they're all in the lab, you know?
Right.
And they're getting better.
Yeah.
Or Pichu's waiting for other top players to switch over. Right? Yeah, there's a fair amount of Peaches. I mean, you have Samsora, there's Mudace. Lod on the DL is getting better. Mm-hmm. Once he stops playing net play and starts going to tournaments, he'll brush off his Wi-Fi habits and actually be a top Peach.
Lucina, like, there's Mystery and
Leo Zero.
Right? Yeah. M2K-ish.
Yeah.
You know, Lucina's the pocket.
You see Lucina around.
But you see Lucina around.
You see Wolf around.
Same thing,
You
but
see
even more
Inkling.
dedicated mains for Wolf.
Yeah, Zachary.
And then Inkling.
I should say, because I had been talking about my Wario before, I'm of the mind, I agree with Tweak that Wario's overrated. Did we talk about this? We may have talked about this.
I think we talked about this
on the C-Stick or something.
C-Sticks, yeah, the Smash Summit C-Stick.
Not seeing a whole lot of Warios, and when we do see Wario, we're not always seeing him win.
Yeah, I
think
think Wario's a good high tier, but
yeah.
Wario to me actually feels like Ivysaur in a really
Interesting.
Just in the way where I think they both are exceedingly good at specific things.
Yeah.
And they have a lot of good tools in neutral, but they don't have robust enough. Like they're so focused on specific things that what they're gonna do in neutral is very predictable a lot of the time. That's sort of how I feel about it.
I can sort of see that. Wario
less because he has such ridiculous aerial
his
drift.
Mobility,
his aerial drift's insane. But I just mean that like
I know what you mean. Like he's coming towards you.
Yeah, he's coming
eventually.
towards you. And Ivysaur, you're like they're gonna space and go for a grab.
Yeah, back air, raise relief grab.
Yeah, right. So, yeah.
That reminded me. Did you see those tweets that someone was making about like threat zones, and they had a picture and it got like thousands of likes? Did you see my response to that? I was just trying to point out that like it was wrong, basically, because it's a picture of a character and then it shows the range of every move from that position, and it's like these are their threat zones in neutral, and it's like no, that's not the threat zone in neutral. Yeah. Like I like that the person has that idea, but like it's an idea that I've used in my analyses as well.
You did the Falcon one. You've talked about it before.
I've talked about effective zones, basically, where it's like this is the zone that your character is threatening in neutral. And that's not the same thing as the literal hitbox ranges when you're standing still in neutral.
No, and it's a push and pull both ways. Because on the one hand, you can jump and run and stuff. And on the other hand, hitting someone with Ivysaur forward tilt isn't.
So, for example, in the picture...
Also, moves take different times.
Yeah, exactly. There's a time element to it, too. Yeah. Like, one example is that F Smash was in there as, like, a effective zone, but back air was nowhere to be seen. Yeah. And it's like, if you watch Ivysaur play neutral, there's a lot of back air. You have to show the back air range. Yeah. And I think if you really want to... And I was so close to going home and just doing it myself just to show people what I meant. But I don't have time for that unless I'm writing an article or something, and I might at some point. Yeah. But like, if you really want to do it, you should just make GIFs of the animations and overlay them.
I forget who, but someone made something like this for Falcon one time that included a dash and stuff of like how far Falcon can hit you from, and that was good. And it was cool. It had like big swaths for each aerial, basically.
Yeah. You had to consider all of that, and you had to consider the time element, like. When you're playing Ivysaur in neutral and you see Ivysaur's facing you, you have to consider both like the attack cancel back air range and also the retreating back air range. I don't know. There's a lot to consider, and then like the startup of forward air if they're going to use like a retreating forward air or something. But anyways, I mean, I think a lot of people know that. It's just like when you see an image, it's hard to.
It was just for Ivysaur because people are bad at spacing around Ivysaur.
There was another character too where it was like the same issue. I think it was like Ness or something, but. In any case.
All right. I think that's about everything for today, right?
Yeah. I mean, I can talk more about effective zones for another hour or two if you want.
I'm good. Yeah. People can tune into your stream for that.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Fun doing another long form one of these.
Yeah.
Let us know, as always, what you want us to talk about for the C-Sticks. We are going to get to the feat ranking.
Survivor.
We'll get to one of those soon.
Yeah.
Survivor feat ranking.
Yeah, we'll probably.
Which of the players' feet
would survive?
With top players' feet would survive the longest.
Isolated, yeah. Just feet.
I've told the M2K sock story.
Yeah, yeah.
I think we already know.
Yeah, we know the answer. Yeah, we'll have a few more C-Sticks coming at you until our next full episode.
Yeah, and let us know what you want us to talk about on these too, because sometimes it's like we just end up talking about threat zones a bunch. So we would like to have those too for things that we can cover in smaller stuff or stuff that we can just ramble about.
For sure.
Yeah, so that's about it. Thanks you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.
See ya.